Welcome to the Business Profile. I'm Jeff Layton, and today I have with me is Tom Byrne with the Elks, and you're the District Deputy for the Elks of Minnesota.
Yes, I am.
And some interesting kind of going-ons here. You're actually looking at possibly reestablishing the Elks Lodge here in Detroit Lakes, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. But I want to kind of do a little bit of a background on really what the Elks are. How do you become an Elk member? You know, what is it to be an Elk? And so let's talk about that first of all. What is it to be an Elk?
Well, the Elks Lodge is sometimes misinterpreted or misunderstood as being a bar. We are not a bar.
Okay.
We are a group of men and women dedicated to help youth and veterans in our communities.
Okay.
To become an Elk, you just have to go through a little initiation program. Our only requirement is that you not be a felon.
Ah, okay.
So, both
so
men
not
and
too
women,
tough for most of us.
No.
Then.
Anyone can become an Elk. If you're dedicated to kids, if you want to help kids, if you want to help veterans, the Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks is the way to do it.
Okay. You know, one thing, we had a little conversation before we started, and you talked about how as individuals we can do some things, but when we get together as a group, it becomes much more powerful. Well, let's talk about that's what the group of the Elks is about.
Yeah, you know, anytime you have a bunch of dedicated people together. Let's go back a little bit. We had an Elks Lodge in Detroit Lakes in the past, and at one point they gave $80,000 to the community.
And that was in 1 year, you had mentioned.
In 1 year.
Yep.
And as a whole, the Elks in the state of Minnesota gives away $1.2 million per year. And nationally, we are the second largest contributor in the country. Number one is the U.S. government, and number two is the Elks Lodge.
That's amazing.
Over $306 million last year alone.
Wow.
And the U.S. government, of course, gives away billions, but
yeah. Yeah, nobody competes with them.
But if you get a group of people that are dedicated to give some of their time, some of their energy to help the children and to help the veterans,
okay,
we can do amazing things.
Cool.
Really amazing things.
All right. So this is for men and women now?
Men and women, yes.
Okay.
21 years of age and older.
Okay. And helping kids and veterans, how can you go wrong with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a win-win.
Right.
It's a win for us, it's a win for our children, it's a win for our future.
Okay. What I'd like to do is we'll take a quick break, and then we're going to talk about a special meeting that you're going to have, where the topic is going to be how can we get Elks Lodge started back in Detroit Lakes and reestablish that tradition we had just a few years ago.
Just a few years ago. It wasn't that long ago.
Right. All right, so we'll be back right after this.
Fantastic.
Solid. Personal design consultants.
#1 in Minnesota and the Dakotas for customer satisfaction. Foltz Buildings, completely erected with warranty.
Ask your friends and neighbors. They'll tell you.
Hi, this is Andy Leo, the voice of the Good Morning Show right here on KDLM. This is where I work every morning from 5:30 till 10. Join me for news, music, sports, the whole ball of wax, and once in a while a story too. Join us here on KDLM 1340 for the Good Morning Show.
Welcome back to the Business Profile. Again, I'm Jeff Layton with Tom Byrne here with the Elks of Minnesota and looking at reestablishing the Elk Lodge in Detroit Lakes. Now, let's talk a little bit. You said they help youth and kids.
Right.
So youth camp, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we have a youth camp up on Pelican Lake, and we send 600 children every year for a week, free of charge, up to the youth camp. We try to send as many disadvantaged children as we can, single-parent families, low-income families, and there's absolutely no charge.
Okay.
And that, in 1957, I went to this camp, and that's what made me an Elk.
Okay.
So I really respect that part. But if you guys want to join the Elks Lodge, if you want more information on it, October 28th at the American Legion, 6 o'clock. If you have any interest in kids and veterans, stop by and see us. We'll try to get back to where we were a few years ago in Detroit Lakes, because Elks care and Elks share.
All right. Well, Tom, I want to thank you for coming in.
Thank you very much.
And again, to reiterate, it's going to be at the American Legion, right on Westlake Drive, Detroit Lakes. October 28th. That's a Thursday night.
Right, 6
6
p.m.
o'clock.
Right.
All right, perfect. Is there a quick phone number that we can give for people?
320-219-8525.
Perfect. Thanks, Tom.
Okay, thank you.
All right, until next week's Business Profile, I'm Jeff Layton.